Hello people of YouTube, my name is Steve Gray and thank you for watching. Let me tell you, this is a pretty funny one for right here, Gray's Guitars. This may be a first. Conspiracy theorists say 5G chip is in the COVID vaccine, but in reality it is just a guitar pedal. More specifically, the Boss Metal Zone. That's right, somebody took a diagram of the Boss Metal Zone and thought we wouldn't notice as guitar players. Now, I don't know a lot about the schematics of guitar pedals, I'll be honest with you, about the chips, but even, your average Joe, if you look at this, Q1, Q2, Q3, you can kind of tell those are knobs for something. See, these are your pots up here. So I just think that is hilarious. So what I personally think with all this, injecting people with, microchips or whatever is the government doesn't need to at this point. Not to put my political views too heavily into this, but they don't need to do this. And the reason they don't need to do this is because they already track you everywhere you go anyway with your cell phone in your pocket, and most people just don't realize it. Your cell phone has a locator app. If they need to, they can bounce it off a cell phone tower and pretty much figure out where you are within a 5-mile radius. Search up your job, search up your house, figure out the places you typically go to based on the location history of your phone. Then bada bing, bada boom, they can pinpoint you down to a T. Not to mention driver's licenses. They have your face in the system for driver's licenses. Plus, if you have any type of governmental job, they have your fingerprints too. So they're tracking you. Don't worry about that. They are 100% tracking you. They are probably listening to your phone calls through your Alexa and listening to what you search and talk about during the day. But it's creepy, but it's true. I mean, it is what it is. But let's go ahead and read the rest of this article and go on here. So look, you have to hand it to conspiracy theorists. They come up with some truly incredible stuff. When last week we checked on the 5G truthers, they were buying fake Faraday cages because they believe that the 5th generation of broadband cell networks spread COVID-19, and if they put their Wi-Fi routers in the metallic boxes, they'd be protected from harmful radiation. Just go with it. In a fun twist, those who bought the router guards disguised as the real thing were mad when they did in fact block Wi-Fi signals, not just the 5G radiation. So that's kind of what you deal with. Now, for all of the people that are like freaking out with the 5G stuff, it's not the best signal in the world. You almost have to put it on every single telephone pole. It's going to be a while before they get it out anyway, and they're already working on better ways to improve it. I don't know how much it's going to really do to you. Keep in mind, if you're texting or whatever, you're standing next to a cell phone tower, it's really not going to do much. However, when you do get that phone call, you're getting all that radiation technically to the side of your face. So that is technically something to kind of keep in mind, especially with cell phones. It happens, that they haven't been around enough to fully study them. I personally know a radar engineer. Yes, radar engineers are a thing. And he was like, yeah, so standing next to a cell phone tower is not going to cause any problems, but the second you pick it up, you're going to get more radiation than actually standing directly under the tower itself, because the tower is shooting that signal up directly into the air. Anyway, let's continue with this article. So now the 5G conspiracy theorists are at it again, and this time they've upped the ante and spread this hoax. So last week, software engineer Marco Fusco revealed on Twitter that in Italy, people had begun sharing a diagram of the 5G chip that had been inserted in the COVID-19 vaccine. The diagram below shows the labeled confidential. That's how you know it's legit. Shows several, yeah, it's fake, blah, blah, blah. There's the diagram. Sadly, the scheme in question isn't that of a sinister microchip, but rather something arguably even more evil, a totally bitchin' Boss Metal Zone M2 guitar pedal meant for shredders, summoning the sounds of the devil from their 6 strings. Now, honestly, this is something that can fool a lot of people, especially if you don't have any recollection of schematics, especially even guitar players. There's not a lot of guitar players that I personally know that know how to build a pedal and look into a pedal. So it doesn't surprise me that this is freaking out some people and fooling some people. But I looked up the actual schematic from Boss itself. Yes, it is the Boss schematic. Somebody connected the dots, and that's pretty funny. It says Guitar World points out that the diagram does feature a 5G frequency section Aha, but also a pedal-friendly term like M2 gain, foot switch, and words that any musician will recognize like treble and bass as you expect. Twitter has delighted by the development. So there you go. There's just a better picture of the circuit there. Yeah, they're going to have gain. They're going to have gain. This is what the vaccine happens after this vaccine. Mad Max picture. That is just fantastic. Here in Italy, people started to share this figure claiming that this is the diagram of the 5G chip that has been inserted into COVID vaccine. In reality, electric circuit of the guitar pedal, and I believe that putting it in the COVID vaccine has been an excellent idea. Yes, if you want to get metal shredded, you want to get some dynamic wah-wah, I hope they put these in there too. You know, I would be a built-in guitar effects pedal. That would be pretty cool. It's fun to laugh at this, but such conspiracies, no matter how ridiculous they seem, can be dangerous. 100% agree that conspiracy theories like this can be dangerous. While it's impossible to track the 5G chip and COVID vaccine conspiracy theory back to its original source, a variation of this belief has permitted in conspiracy circles for months. In July 2020, for example, philanthropist Bill Gates told CBS News that no, he wasn't leading the fight for a vaccine because he wanted to implant microchips into people. There is no connection between these vaccines and any tracking type thing at all. Gates says, I don't know where that came from. And it's true, as I said, they're already tracking you with your cell. Most people have a cell phone, smartphone in their pocket. Even not the smartphones have locations on them. So it's really not that hard to track you down. There really wouldn't be a need, in my opinion, to get a hold of you through a microchip. The only plus side to the microchip is that some people do have their cell phones turned off a lot, and then obviously you can't track somebody if their cell phone's not on. But 9 out of 10, I mean, how many people actually turn off their cell phones unless, it says, oh, device health risk, please restart your cell phone, something along those lines. Some 5G conspiracists also believe COVID-19 can be spit through 5G towers, a theory that stems from a sense-debunked study that somehow made it into the renowned PubMed last summer. While the paper, which claimed 5G millimeter waves can help colonize the coronavirus in the human body, was quickly retracted, they didn't stop people from burning down 5G towers and harassing telecom engineers. Couples that claim with other theories that about how the Chinese companies with ties to communist Chinese government end up implementing the 5G towers that transmit 5G wireless communication so they could spy on us through technology backdoors. It is that equipment, and you start to see how some conspiracy theorists have drawn decency conclusions about COVID-19 vaccines. So let's be clear one more time. 5G towers aren't dangerous. They won't kill you. While 5G towers are functionally different than the cell phone towers you're used to seeing. That's because the hardware emits higher frequency radio waves that are much shorter in length. They're essentially harmless, and when COVID-19 to the mix, that's how you get trouble. Baseline claims of links between 5G and the coronavirus and worse, the vaccine. So let's stop fear-mongering and start shredding instead. I completely agree. Let's just all grab an instrument, start shredding. But things like this can be dangerous. This is something that I feel like the guitarologist, this guy right here, would kind of jump on. I mean, he's been going kind of downhill in my opinion lately. If you like just his instrument videos, stick to that. Kind of ignore his political views like I do for the most part. But I feel like this is something that he would just put out there as a massive troll. And with his subscriber count and some of his connections, I think it's a possibility that he could do it out of curiosity and just kind of watch the world burn. But don't worry, the schematic is fake. That's why I'm making the video, to kind of calm some people down if they are kind of freaking out about 5G chips implanted in your body with a coronavirus vaccine. So just, it's alright. They're not injecting you with microchips, to my knowledge anyway. This schematic is completely fake. It is a guitar pedal. If you like this video, hit that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell so you know when I'm making new videos. Leave a like and comment down below what you would like to see for future guitar and music related videos. Thank you for watching, and as always, have a good one.